Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. Now, I had said this to you. I like Satoshi Kojima.
Absolutely.
He is a Japanese wrestling legend. But in North America and the Western world in general, Satoshi Kojima is not a huge draw. He's not. That being said, he went out there and had an excellent match. I actually thought this match really surpassed my expectations before we got the surprise. I think it was very well paced. I think it was one of my more favorite. And I said this to you, Jon Moxley, when he's not champion, when he's sitting around in the mid card, working with other guys and helping put other people over while having good match, he's so much better in this role. And he's so much funnier. And this is definitely a guy who seems freer and happier in this environment. And he's obviously loving every second of it. He's a father now, isn't he? Like, he's really enjoying his life, and that shows. And that makes you feel happy as a fan when you see that. And then you see Satoshi Kojima, a man who's in his 50s, coming out here. And by the way, the Japanese wrestlers in their 50s looking a lot better, it has to be said, than the North American wrestlers in their 50s, because they really take this craft so seriously. So Satoshi Kojima comes out at 56, 57, however old he is, same as like a Yuji Nagata, for instance, and looks tenfold better than I'll ever look at half his age. So,
well, I mean, it's because they beat each other up for realsies.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's a very physical sport. It's as real as it gets. But I actually thought the match was excellent. Anything you want to say about the match before we discuss the surprise next level opponent for Jon Moxley?
I appreciate that Moxley put him over strong at the end, hit him with the paradigm shift, picked him back up and hit him with like the Death Rider, like the high angle, high impact one. That does make him look strong.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do that either. Doesn't have to do that. And he did.
I appreciate like the little like Japanese bow at some point, and then like throws out the middle finger because Moxley just does that. I think we mentioned this coming out the Wild thing is fucking great.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Because I really loved his original theme, and I thought, I'm not sure about that, but it was done so well. And in retrospect, and yeah, it does. It grows. I actually really like that version in particular. I think that's one of the better versions. And there are, to be fair, some really good covers of songs of that song and also the original itself. But let's talk about it. Murder Grandpa in AEW. Kaze ni Nare. Yeah. Here comes Minoru Suzuki. I audibly screamed like a child, and then would do that, I believe, at least 2 more times. At least. It was fucking awesome because for me, this then encapsulated everything I wanted while also giving Satoshi Kojima what he needed. He stepped in at late notice, had this really good match, really impressed. What a great work rate for that guy. But then we get the next level opponent. Minoru Suzuki is somebody who translates much better across the pond than other wrestlers from Japan do. And he is so character driven as well as legit in the ring, and an MMA specialist as well. He's got a great MMA background, and he can still go with the best of them despite being in his early to mid 50s as well, because you know, it just, for me, early to mid 50s in Japan is kind of like late 30s in America in a lot of ways. That's how it feels. But they almost sort of hit a different prime.
They don't age.
No, they don't. They really don't. And, you know, it shows. And he's somebody who he takes his craft so seriously, but he enjoys it as well. And the audible back and forth, the fact that, like, you know, he throws the first forearm and Jon Moxley, Moxley's like, oh, thank you very much. Oosh. And it's like, and then he's just like, I thought that's funny without being too over the top stupid and comedic. And it feels more legit because it's Jon Moxley and not some goober like an onion with a haircut who wrestled the Big Show later on. Less said about that one, the better, I guess. And that won't take very long, to be fair, to get through. This was an amazing surprise. And to be honest, I would have had a pretty decent buzz going for the rest of the night just off of that, and that ended up being an entree.
Dude, that was a fucking appetizer.
This Wednesday on Dynamite, Jon Moxley, in his hometown homecoming of sorts in Cincinnati, will face Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki on Dynamite. That had better be the main event. I think it deserves to be in the main event. I don't really care for the whole Forbidden Door shit, but I think that's great.
I think it's incredible. Like, I remember you saying this. Thank you for Chicago for knowing the words to Suzuki's theme song.
Perfect crowd to debut.
I mean, it's Chicago. Like, Chicago's the smarkiest crowd in the fucking world. I don't care what anybody says. That's just Chicago. And we love it on one hand. Sometimes it can be really annoying, but tonight it really helps make the evening as a whole. and just like some of the pops for some of the people that were coming, Suzuki in particular was awesome, and was playing with the crowd really well as well. Like he was interacting with them, like smiling when they were screaming his theme and shit when he hit the Gotch style pile driver, which looks sick, by the way. Gotch style stuff always looks better. He loved it, and I haven't watched Dynamite in like 7-8 months. You bet your ass I'm watching Wednesday, because there's no way I'm giving up Minoru Suzuki and Jon Moxley. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I know you. It's a shame it's given away for free, but at the same time, it's a great fucking entree to what he's building. And to be honest, AEW can now get away with it a little bit because they've got big time players that have arrived, and you're all waiting for us to talk about it. And trust me, we'll
get there. It's okay.
Because if you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to try and splice it into matches. But if you're listening to this in audio, you haven't got to wait too long. Has to be said.